Okay, let us review the correct answers for quiz number 6. For number 1, and true or false, Cedaw principle, legality essentially means that government must conduct consultations with rights holders in formulating development goals. This is false because what is being described in this statement is the principle of participation. Number 2, within the framework of the HRBA panel, E means equality. This is false because E means empowerment. Panel means participation, accountability, non-discrimination or equality, empowerment, and legality. Number 3, Cedaw is an international human rights instrument for the promotion and protection of women's human rights. This is true. Number 4, the Women in Development and Nation Building Act is the Philippine version of the Cedaw. This is true because right after the promulgation of the Cedaw in the United Nations, the Philippines enacted RA 7192, or the Women in Development and Nation Building Act. Number 5, normative or absolute equality requires addressing people's needs to level up the playing field and eliminate marginalization. This is false. It is substantive equality that we are referring to, because absolute equality will not solve the gender issues or any development issues, because it provides the same treatment to people, but we all know that people have differential needs. Number 6, Article 2, Section 14 is the constitutional mandate for gender equality in the Philippines. This is true. Article 2, Section 14 provides that the state recognizes the role of women in nation building and shall support the fundamental equality before the law of women and men. Number 7, RA 9262 is the expanded anti-sexual harassment law. This is false because RA 9262 is the anti-VAUSI law. The expanded anti-sexual harassment law is RA 11313, or the Safe Spaces Act. Number 8, the Solo Parent Act provides benefits to solo parents registered with the DILG. This is false. Solo parents register with the DSWT and not the DILG. Number 9, all sexual harassment done in school or work-related environment was penalized under RA 7877. This is true. This is the old law where the sexual harassment done in these two spheres are the ones covered by the law. Number 10, law is a set of goals issued by authorized body of the government. Why is this false? Because law is a set of rules and not goals. Rules and instructions that govern the conduct of people or the agencies of the government. Number 11, jurisprudence is the power of the court to settle cases. The answer is false because the power of the court to settle cases is known as jurisdiction, and jurisprudence is the application of theories and principles of law which are read in the ruling of the court. Number 12, the highest law of the land is the Philippine Constitution. This is true. Number 13, the purpose of civil law is to provide penalty or sanctions, usually involving payment of fines for the commission of prohibited acts. This is false because it is criminal law that provides penalty. Civil law, on the other hand, provides the rights of persons. Okay, number 14, the family code provides for personal rights of citizens and covers persons, property, and relationships in the context of marriage. This is true. Number 15, panel principles. Panel principles are universal entitlement of all individuals as human beings. This is false. The answer should have been human rights. Okay, so mali pala yung. Number 16, traditional development approach is the more effective and efficient approach to sustainable development. And this is false because It is HRBA and gender and development approach, and not the traditional approach which focus on the sectoral goals. That is more effective and efficient approach because sustainable development is more consistent with the human rights, the addressing of the actual need of people and addressing the gender issues in the case of gender and development. While traditional development approach just focuses on the goals set by experts. This is a top to bottom approach to planning for development. Number 17, according to HRBA, the rights holders have the following obligation with respect, fulfill, and protection of human rights. Rights holders have the following obligations for the first 1,000 days of the first 1,000 days. Number 19, Safe Spaces Act covers sexual harassment committed in the streets and cyberspaces. This is true. This is mandated by the expanded Anti-Sexual Harassment Law, or the RA 11313, which was promulgated in 2019. Number 20, eligibility to 4-piece benefits require the submission of evidence of indigency. This is true. Now, let us proceed to part 2, multiple choice. Number 1, the correct answer is capacity development because human rights-based approach to development results to stakeholders being trained to know their rights and to claim such rights. And also, HRBA helps governments to enhance the effectiveness of their functions with respect to state obligations. Number 2, blank means any distinction, exclusion. This is discrimination. Discrimination means any distinction, exclusion, or restriction made on the basis of sex, which has an effect or purpose of impairing or nullifying the recognition, enjoyment of human rights and fundamental freedoms in the political and economic, social and cultural, civil, and any other field. This is gender discrimination. Number 2, the concept pertains to the arrangement of the courts of law from the highest to lowest in terms of the scope of their power to resolve cases. This is the concept of the hierarchy of courts. So when you file a case, you have to begin at the lowest level. Number 3, the obligation involves government's delivery of services with respect to the attainment of quality education. The answer is fulfillment. Number 4, the obligation of the government to protect is accomplished by the implementation of which law? This is criminal law. So as I always repeat, when the law provides for penalty, the aim is to protect. And when the law provides for penalties and sanctions, automatically that law is a criminal law. Number 5, which of the following is not covered by the Magna Carta of Women? So the correct answer is entrepreneurs. Number 6, the act of transporting a person to a place with the use of fraud is covered and penalized by the Anti-Trafficking in Persons Act. Number 7, the state recognizes the role of women in blank in nation building and shall ensure the fundamental equality before the law of women and men that is provided under Section 14 of Article 2 of the Philippine Constitution. Number 9, the powers of the Philippine Commission of Women are mandated by RA 9710 or the Philippine Magna Carta of Women. Number 10, Cedaw is an international agreement is higher and more powerful than C, ordinance. Kasi ka-level lang niya nito ang national legislations or executive order. And the Constitution is higher than Cedaw. Okay. So the correct answer is ordinance. Let's proceed to number 11. The Philippine government cannot be held to answer for non-implementation of international law which is not ratified by the Senate, because the correct answer is that our country is a sovereign nation. Number 12. The Magna Carta of Women does not mandate the following. Which of the following? The correct answer here is punishment for violation of environmental protocols, because the Magna Carta of Women focuses on gender issues. Number 13, the principle refers to the arrangement of courts. So this has been asked earlier. The answer is hierarchy of courts. Number 14, the people are obliged to know, claim, and demand justice for their rights are shown in which of the Hrba principles? The rights holders' obligations. Okay, because state obligations uh, cover the obligation to respect, fulfill, and protect. Okay, and legality is another principle. Number 15, the Philippine Magna Carta of Women was enacted in, the correct answer is letter B, 2009. 16, the principle states that the development should ensure the rights of the future generation is guaranteed under the principle of sustainability. Sustainability does not concern only with the present generation, but also the impact of government action on the future generation. 17. The characteristic of human rights states that humans deserve to enjoy rights because they are humans. Human rights are inherent. Which of the following does not require review and revision? The answer here is, the correct answer is participate. Okay, let's read question number 18. Which of the following principles does not require review and revision? The policy of strict uniform policies and that prohibit cross-dressing might be reviewed because of the non-discrimination provisions of the current law on gender. Okay, letter B, adoption of sectoral goals set by experts. This should be reviewed because we are no longer focused much on sectoral goals, but on the actual needs of people that should be mainstreamed in planning. So adoption of sectoral goals set by expert in development planning should be reviewed because what the government should be concerned with are not the goals set by expert, but what are the real needs in the communities. Okay. Letter C, exclusion of poor and the PWD in the field of sport. Of course, this should be reviewed because this violates equality and non-discrimination. And letter D, the correct answer is participatory approach to community extension. This does not require review because this is a strategy to ensure that the stakeholders will participate in all the processes of development through community extension. Number 19, which law renamed the National Commission on the Role of Filipino Women to Philippine Commission on Women? The correct answer here is the Philippine Magna Carta of Women, or RA 9710. And last question, the state recognizes the role of women in nation building. This is a recurring question, and the correct answer is fundamental equality. So you should memorize Section 14 of Article 2 of the Constitution. The knowledge of the law and the human rights principles is important for the attainment of participation of people. And as for future professionals like you, this will help a lot in ensuring that your expertise in the future will be relevant in improving the lives of people in the community as well. Okay, good luck on your next quiz.